the new Star Wars movie has come out, Episode 7, after a 3-year wait. As of a week ago, I hadn't watched Star Wars. I've now watched the original trilogy. I watched the despecialized editions. I did not watch the prequels. That was a conscious choice.
That's very constrained. I actually thought the third one was the best one. I liked the third one.
You're a monster.
No, the third one's like the best of the prequels though, and it's actually different. It's like more dark. I like it. It's pretty good.
I haven't watched any of the Star Wars movies yet. Like, I don't know, no one ever showed me them as a child, but my goals for these holidays are to watch them.
The first and the second one are absolute crap, I'm not gonna lie.
So the new Star Wars movie has come out, and I'm trying to go into it as spoiler-free as possible. I think I watched the original trailer when it first came out. I watched that once, and I've forgotten most of the details since, and that's good, because I don't want to know all the details of the trailers.
I've seen some snippets of the new movie on the news, and it just looks so epic.
On the news, jeez.
I know, it was literally on about 5 minutes ago when I went out to the kitchen. I saw on the TV, I'm like, oh, they're still talking about that new Star Wars movie.
TV's full of spoilers. Like, I don't really watch any TV. But if I did, I'd, like, every time an ad came on with the Star Wars trailer, I'd block my ears and run away into the next room.
I know the storyline, but I haven't seen the movie.
Moving on. So the problem is, now that the movie's out, so as of recording, the movie's been out for 4 days. I won't be seeing it for like another week. And so now I listen to a lot of podcasts, as we've said previously. Everyone who I listen to the podcast to has seen the movie. And so they're talking about the movie, and it's like every time someone says Star Wars, you like need to pause the podcast and skip 30 minutes.
And it's like, oh, you know that one character who dies? It's like, no!
There's a newspaper, and you see on the front page there's a picture of a stormtrooper. You need to avert your eyes and run away.
Yep.
Spoilers are just everywhere. So we had this feedback from Bigfoot Touched Me.
I want to comment on his name. That's pretty incredible if that's true, you know, like, I want to talk to him.
Yeah.
You should spread it out to all the conspiracy theory people.
Last episode we went over my reasoning for cubing being addictive or something, and he said, I disagree with the main reason cubing is addictive. It's similar to being addicted to sports or video games, chasing the feeling of being in the zone, or a meditation-like way to relax, or a brain-challenging workout when learning new alg/methods/techniques. He linked to a Wikipedia article on flow, which is...
Yeah, I've heard about this before. This is like where you're like really in the moment and your adrenaline is like leveled with your skill level, and it just comes together in this epic kind of thing, and it's called flow.
He said, if you look at this chart, the chart that I'll link in the show notes, says this chart, cubing can exist in several areas. Relaxation for doing untimed solves in front of the TV, flow during a PB average of 12, arousal when learning new alg/methods/techniques. It's... what kind of graph would you call this? It's a kind of graph where you have skill level and challenge level plotted on different axes. So, like, if you have... if the activity is a high skill level and a high challenge level, that's flow. If it's low skill level and low challenge level, that's apathy. Blah, blah, blah. And it's plotted 8 different, I guess, descriptions of the... I don't know what you'd call them.
Yeah.
Feelings? I don't know. So on this Wikipedia article, it says, Jean Nakamura and Sigetsed Al-Yi.
Oh yes, it was Brad that got those names, thank goodness.
Yeah, I know. Identify the following 6 factors encompassing an experience of flow. Intense and focused concentration, merging of action and awareness, loss of self-consciousness, a sense of personal control or agency over the situation, a distortion of temporal experience, and an experience of the activity is intrinsically rewarding. And so that those 6 criteria, I think you could pretty easily say that cubing fulfills those 6 criteria.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then Shafa.
Shafa.
Much easier name to pronounce than Sixzent Yet Mahalagi, which I still got wrong, said, Shafa proposed 7 flow conditions: knowing what to do, yeah, knowing how to do it, yeah, knowing how well you were doing, knowing where to go, high perceived challenges, high perceived skills, freedom from distractions. And cubing also fulfills those 7 criteria. So I think you could pretty easily say that, yes, cubing would fall into, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Flow is
trace
very
it back.
possible with cubing.
It's very possible. But I still believe in both points, like, both reasons why cubing is addictive.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yes, I think this is...
Yeah.
I reckon these both work.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's like, I think that Bigfoot touched me. I think he is correct in saying that, this would be a contributing factor. Although I still do think that the reason I cited last time, random reward sort of thing, is more, it contributes more to cubing being addictive than flow would.
Yeah.
I think. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, probably. But it's not saying that flow is incorrect. It's still...
Yeah. We talked about the Aolong GT last time. Can you read Hamface Man's comment?
Okay, the boss, Mr.Chan, very good name, is a super fan of vehicles. Wink. In terms of GT, it means Grand Tourer originally, and the boss decided to use GT to mean better. For example, Aolong GT means it's a better product in the Aolong series. Yay.
Smile. So GT means Grand Tourer, which is a type of car, I think. That's what I'm getting from this.
Yeah, this made me laugh the first time I read it, because I was like, oh, so my 7x7's a car, is it?
Yeah, that's what they were going for.
Yep.
So it means it's a better product in the Aolong series. Have you guys tried an Aolong GT?
Yep, my friend has one. I don't mind it, but I certainly wouldn't use it.
I haven't tried it because I couldn't go to that competition on Saturday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have heard that it kind of feels like a mix between an Aolong and a Tanglong.
It's actually quite different. Like, it's a lot kind of... I don't know how to explain it. It's a lot kind of more flimsy and clickier. It feels like kind of a really loose Zanchi, but it's more of kind of like got that Tanglong-y feel.
Yeah.
It's quite difficult to describe. I reckon it's going to be like one of those feels that describes another cube's feel in later generations.
Yeah.
Like the GAN's 356 did, because it was so unique at the time, and now we're all just going like, the Tanglong has a GAN's 356 feel.
I tried one of the Aolongs, the Aolong GTs, or just the GTs. As the name should be, I tried the GT at the competition that Bryce couldn't go to. I thought it was actually pretty good. I did like it quite a bit.
I would use it for OH. I reckon it would be pretty good for OH.
Is it 56 mils or 57?
I think it's 57, but I honestly don't care about cube size for OH.
How do you not care about cube size? It's like the one thing you should care about.
The exact same time on like a mini cube that I am on a regular size, but saying that, I do use a 56mm cube while practicing OH, so yeah.
You use the 356?
No, Thunderclap.
Thunderclap? Oh yeah, the Chi.
Yeah.
I used the mini whale. I did use the mini whale actually.
Good cube. Yeah.
Then I tried in the middle of my average at the competition. I decided to try the 356, and I got like a amazingly good time. So I now have a new main OH cube, which is 356.
Brad, you sucked in the last competition. Oh
yeah,
my God.
I totally did. Did you see my 2x2 times? Jeez.
What was it, like a high 6 average with the counting 9?
Yeah, I was going for mid 3s. My times were, I got a 4, then a 5, then a 9, then a DNF, then a 2. So.
Oh yeah, and by the way, I know CLL now.
You know CLL?
Yep.
I should be scared.
Yep. Took me 5 whole days.
5 days?
Yep.
How'd you do that so quickly?
Magic.
Magic?
Yep.
Invisible
Okay.
cookies.
2 long car trips and 3 weekends of, like, doing nothing.
I wish I could learn Alex that fast. Like,
Yeah, I was, like, on drugs or something. I was just learning that fast.
just a really quick item. Last time, basically, there was confusion over what the minimum time of starting what the minimum time of a 3x3 solve would be in a WCA competition. And basically, if it's under 0.07, then it is considered, you get another solve, because that's considered a time of failure.
Ha, I said that, didn't I? And you were like,
You
no,
did say that.
0%.
Somebody posted this, he said, like, what is your top 10 best and worst puzzles of 2015? And I thought 10 was a little excessive, so I wanted to ask you guys, what is the best and worst puzzle of 2015?
I reckon that the best cube, even though I do not own one of these, would probably be the 356, just because it's influenced so many other cubes already this year. And
Yeah.
it started bringing, like, a whole new level of eliteness to tons of cubes, and I really like that, even though I don't even use a main that even has square corners. So, so I'd say that's my best. As for worst, probably go for the Mario XD cube.
XD. I haven't even heard of this cube.
Yeah, Mario tried to, like, release another 3x3 because they were bored, and it turned out to be awful, so... Yeah.
Do you have any feelings on this, Bryce?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree with Reese for the best cube, the GANS 356, because you know, it's just so many new ideas have been created, and that's important for a 3x3 because you know it's kind of hard to find new ways to make it better. But yeah, and as for worst, I don't really know. Oh wait, actually, yeah, the original 80s cube that was released on Rubik's Cube's page. Yep, that's the worst cube.
Yeah, so for my best and worst, I'd agree with both of you. The 356 is, I mean, very, very good. Lots and lots of people use it as their main for both 3x3 and one-handed.
Yeah.
I'd have to put the worst as the Diane Pyraminx.
I like that cube.
You like that cube?
I actually like that cube. I don't know
You're in the
why.
minority there.
Yeah, I don't know. It just fits me. Like, I may have told this story before, but like my friend, kind of got a Diane Pyraminx. Like, I think he ordered a Moyu or something and got a Diane instead, and he was like super annoyed, and he said he was gonna like refund the Diane to get the Moyu or something like that. I mean, fair enough, but like, I was just trying to tell him that the Diane wasn't actually like that bad. And I just pick it up and get a PB average of 5 and just set it down. I'm like, yeah.
Somebody posted this on a forum. Basically, how weird it is the words we use to describe cube feels. Like, hang on. I'll see if I can find this. He had like...
Pretty much any cube feel, though, can be related to a croissant.
A what?
A croissant.
Oh my god.
You know, like the French crescent-shaped pastry, yeah. Just think about it. Just think of any, like, cube
Buttery,
feel
crunchy.
you can. Buttery, crunchy, crispy. For new cubers, it's such a weird world coming into now, because it's like, you get onto this video, it's like, this cube feels like a croissant, and like, what?
It's like, it's impossible to actually describe, because like, everyone's had the experience of seeing reviews of a cube, they describe it with like, it's smooth, and a bit blocky, stuff like that, you know, and then you go and feel the cube, and it's like, you could not have described this feeling, like, saying that something's smooth and blocky means nothing to anyone except the person who is themselves describing the cube.
It's like, try and describe a 356 for the first time to somebody, it's like, not easy.
Yeah, it's like trying to tell a blind man what blue is. I found the post here. He said, what's up with seemingly contradictory descriptions? Consider. It can be described as smooth and blocky. huh? Blocky seems to be the exact opposite of smooth. Butter, crunchy feel. Unless it's peanut butter, how can something be both buttery and crunchy?
Here's the thing, though. I don't understand how people call the Wit 2 smooth, because I had a Wit 2, and honestly, that's like the least smooth cube I've ever felt in my life. It was scratchy all the way. You would, turn that thing and it felt like,
Sandpaper.
as Brad would say, two concrete walls covered in sandpaper trying to rub each other to death.
I feel like, okay, if you're doing a cube review, I think the best way to describe a cube's feeling is to put a microphone really close to a cube and then turn it.
Yeah.
Because you can tell a lot by how a cube feels by, the turning. You can, hear if there's lots of lubricant in there or what pieces are rubbing up against other pieces.
Yeah. The thing that really annoyed me, though, is, I can't remember which one it was. I was really hyped. I think it was the cheese square one, of course, because I'm, obsessed with square one. So, I would, search up on YouTube, every hour to see if there was any Chi Square One unboxings, because I was, that hyped. And, and the first one came, and then I was like, yes, and then I went into it, and they opened it up, and they were like, wow, the Square One's really good. But then, just stop the video. They didn't even talk about, how it felt, what the performance was like. Did it corner cut? They just opened it, turned it a little bit, and you couldn't hear it at all, because you could just hear the commentary. And it's, the most pointless unboxing ever, because it's just, opening a brick, and then say, yeah, this is a brick. Cool. Just why?
It's a bit rough, bit blocky.
I watched this video that Crazy Bad Cuba made a while ago. It's kind of hard to explain to other people. People use different words to describe different feelings on
the
a cube.
same thing.
Now, for example, if someone said a cube is blocky, someone might think that I don't know, there's really square corners and it sort of feels, I don't know, it feels
blocky kind of equates to a Aolong V1 feel for me.
Yeah, same. And a loose, smooth, fast, blocky
but
cube.
It could also equate to blocky could equate to a cube that actually has blocky pieces,
an Aurora,
plasticky.
Or some person might think that I don't know, the inside of the pieces are blocky and it feels bumpy when you turn it.
Yeah, bad corner cutting.
Yeah.
I think we should use sounds though. That's the takeaway from the segment. Use sounds.
Yeah, use sounds, not describing words, because it's 100% more effective.
New Moyu Cube out. I'm gonna spell this first before I try to pronounce it. YUEXIAO.
I did Chinese. It's Shui Shao.
Yue Xiao.
Yeah, Wei Shao.
Wei Xiao.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yay, shell. Oh.
Yeah, but this is...
How can we westernize this pronunciation? Yuzhou?
Yeah, I don't know, but I gotta remind you that this isn't actually a Moyu cube, I believe. This is actually Moyu's new, if I remember correctly, sub-brand that they made, a while ago.
YJ?
Which is called Guo Guan. Here's Moyu's comment. So some guys is this Moyu, Shui Xiao, YJ, or Kong's? And Moyu replied saying, it is Guo Guan Shui Xiao. Guo Guan is the new subsidiary brand of Yongzheng Company. They need to stop making these, please.
So, Guo Guan is an offset of YJ, which is itself an offset of Moyu.
This makes me so irritated. Soon enough, Moyu's just gonna be for 3x3s, and they're gonna have this thing for square ones, and then they're gonna have their own independent clock company.
Are they trying to make people think wow, there's a new brand of Rubik's Cube out, I must try it?
So Mats Volk, who is previous world record holder,
You should all know him.
he had a 5.55. Mats Volk got the most cubes solved in an hour. He solved 374 Rubik's Cubes in 1 hour. I think it was more he solved 6 cubes over and over again, not 374
Yeah, one thing to note is he didn't scramble them either. He had, like, a scrambling team.
Yeah.
So...
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He says the previous record was 290, so he's, like, smashed this record, 290, and now the record's 374.
Yeah, and you gotta think, like, 290, is quite a fair bit slower. Like, that's about 11 every cube, maybe? I don't know. I haven't done the maths. You can do the maths if you want to. But, going down to, like, sub 10 for every single solve is pure crazy.
Yeah, the rate is 1 cube every 9.63 seconds.
That is incredible. Like,
yeah,
like
I know.
having, like, one sub 10 solve, it's not that impressive. But doing that 374 times over and over again, like, that's just crazy.
Yeah, with no inspection.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of, I think, sheds some more light towards maths, because ever since Colin got the world record this year, I don't think many new cubers actually realised who Matt's was as a cuber, and he's still, like, one of the fastest cubers around, and not as many people actually kind of talked about him after Colin got the world record, because, well, not many new cubers found out about him, because he didn't really, like, have any world records or anything.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have, like, European records for anything either. Wait, actually...
Terrible.
Yes, he does.
He probably does, actually.
He has ER for single, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
But,
He'd have a lot more.
But yeah, still, I don't think he really got the amount of attention that he needs, so this is good to see that some attention's being brought to him with this new world record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says in the description of his video, he said he used 6 thunderclaps.
Woo,
Main,
I like this cube.
Yeah, the thunderclap.
Yeah.
They must be pretty good. I'd need to get my hands on one of them, because,
Yeah, look, if you like the Aolong version 2, then you'll like the thunderclap.
The Aolong version 2 is my main, so...
Yeah, you'll like the thunderclap, because it's just a little bit more, like... It's got the stability, but it's just a little bit more kind of fast.
Yeah.
And it's, like, less kind of stiff and rigid like the Aolong was. It's just smooth.
Can you hold it up to the mic and give us a sound test?
Yeah, no probs. Alright.
Have you actually got it?
Yep. There you go.
This is that cute. Amazing. Okay, put it away, seriously.
Alright.
So yeah, 1 cube every less than 10 seconds is not too shabby at all. Speaking of most cubes solved in a specific set of time, what a segue. Rowe Hessler solved 6,680 cubes over 24 hours.
Yep.
Which is the most that has been solved in 24 hours, obviously.
Yeah, I had a friend who said, like, the other day, he was like, oh, I just did an average of 100 in one sitting, I'm so tired. I'm like, well, yeah, Rowe Hessler did, like, 6.68 times more than that, so... Well, 66 times more than that, so don't complain.
Yeah, I know.
To put it into perspective, this is 278 per hour, which is about the equivalent of the previous cubes amount solved in 1 hour, and he did 24 times of those, and that is 1 cube every 12.93 seconds, which is...
Yeah, 1 cube every 13 seconds for 24 hours straight.
I can't even stay up for 24 hours straight. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. This is like an amazing feat of endurance.
Yeah, most people bring the attention to, like, the cube. I bring the attention to he stayed up that long with his mental endurance. At the start, he was definitely on fire, because, like, I watched him for, like, half an hour at the start, and he had, like, a sub-10 average at one point, and he had, like, a 7 or something single. And this is with no inspection, by the way, so if it did have inspection, it would have been, like, a 5. So that was pretty crazy, and then later that night, I just watched the live stream for, like, 5 hours, because people in the chat were being funny, so...
Watched it for 5 hours?
Yeah.
How much time do you have?
Dude, it was like midnight, and I was bored and awake, so I just like watched it for 5
How
hours.
did you not get even more bored for 5 hours?
No, because people in the chat were just being absolute hilarious. Like, we had so many people on there. we had like Jay and James Malloy and, you know, Blake Thompson, all of those good people. And Jabari, who's been DSA on YouTube, who's the current learner of One Look Last Layer. He...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He was doing this, like, sarcastic advertising of the cubicle.us the whole entire time. And he was like, to recite, like, one of the things he was saying, he was like, I've been watching this live stream for 7 hours now, but the smoothness of Rowe's making keeps my eyes glued to the screen. Get Rowe to set one up for you this week for only, like, $18 or something like that. He just kept, like, doing these sarcastic advertising the whole time, and it was just hilarious.
I still can't tell how you would watch a live stream for 5 hours, though. Like, I'd watch it for 10 minutes and then get bored.
It was just like a full-on conversation for, like, 5 hours. Like, if you've ever had, like, a couple, like, friends around, and you've just had a good conversation which just lasts forever, that was what it was like.
I wanted to talk about timing input. When you're timing at your desk. I mean, this is going to be computer specific, not for, like, iOS or Android devices.
Yeah.
For mobile devices. But I wanted to talk about stackmat and keyboard. So I'm going to ask Reese, what do you use? Do you use stackmat or keyboard?
Keyboard, because my stackmat does that weird thing where it just shows, like, 8 when you turn it on, and then it just turns itself off again.
What do you use, Bryce?
I use my stackmat connected to the timer, so like.
Oh yeah, Bryce is the inventor of the program, right?
Yeah,
I remember this.
If you have a stackmat Gen 3 and you want to connect it to Prisma Puzzle Timer, visit my forum, and we'll probably leave a link or something. I don't know.
He's like the inventor. Yeah. Like he's like actually like the guy.
I use basically just my keyboard. I'm gonna ask Bryce, if you had a working stackmat, would you use it over your keyboard? Sorry, Reese.
If I did have a working stackmat and I could actually be bothered to get one of those cable thingies and actually be bothered to download Bryce's thing, yeah.
Yeah, so you'd get a cable and plug it in?
I actually did get Prisma Puzzle Timer the other day, and it's super duper good. And of course, that's got probably the best stackmat capability out of any timer these days. And so yeah, if I end up getting one of them, then yeah, I'll definitely use it. But honestly, there's only a couple of events where using a stackmat really matters, which I would say is 2x2, Scube, and Pyraminx, if you're fast.
Okay.
And I would say those are really the only 3 events which, for the top people, matters using the stackmat. Because, like, you know, people like Felix, they use keyboard. And, of course, Felix is pretty slow at Scube. Even though he's faster than my official average. I cry. And he is pretty fast at 2x2, but never practices at home. So, yeah.
So, I wanted to talk about the disadvantages of keyboard versus stackmat. The disadvantage and the advantages of keyboard and stackmat. So, obviously, the main advantage of using a stackmat is it's more accurate to the times that you'll get in competition.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because with keyboard, generally, you're, like, holding the cube and your hands are in different positions, and I find that the main disadvantage of a stackmat is you have to type the times in, because I don't have a cable. You would have to type the times in.
Yeah.
And that is a massive time sink.
Yeah.
Like, you're adding a couple of extra seconds to every solve you do, and you're doing a lot of solves.
I cringe whenever people do that.
Yeah.
It's more accurate, but
yeah.
It's a lot more time consuming.
And that accuracy is not worth the waste of time typing it in the keyboard.
Yeah, we should get
Yeah.
the cubologist one of those cables for his like birthday or something, because he's been using that for like 2 years now. I don't know how he survived.
As I just mentioned, I do use the keyboard for all my timing input. As in, I don't time and type it in. I don't time with the cable. I just use the keyboard as if it were a stack mat.
Yeah.
So the main reasons I do this is, as I said, it's time consuming to type them in and I don't have a cable. But also because I don't want a stack mat to be, or like you need to take it out and put it away and you can't have it always on your desk.
One variant that I have found though is you can like place your cube behind your keyboard after you've started inspecting, and then like place your hands on the keyboard, and then you like have to manually pick up the cube. So it's like a little bit more like a stack mat while you're using keyboard. So I guess it's a little bit better than like starting with in hand for like 2x.
Yeah, but it also depends on like how big your keyboard is. If you've got one of those massive Microsoft ergonomicon keyboards with the split design and the you know, you're gonna need to place the cube like 30 centimeters away and
yeah, that's kind of sucks though. But I think that's an interesting concept. But the good thing about keyboard is it's just dead simple to use. Like, just open your browser, type in timer, and you're ready to go.
It's also good if you're on a budget and you can't afford a stack mat. Like, pretty much everyone will have a keyboard laying around in their house. And if you don't have one, then they're really cheap and you'll find yourself using it a lot, obviously.
Yeah, it's like there are people who have computers and don't have keyboards.
Yep.
You know, like those magic like trackpad things that Apple sell? Those make me cringe.
Yeah, those things.
Yeah, where you like put your finger on and like move it around and it's a mouse.
Isn't it kind of... Yeah, it's kind of like
and
the
it's
laptop.
like a separate item as well. Yeah. Like, sure, it looks futuristic, but it's honestly just a pain.
Yeah, what kind of idiot would use a magic trackpad? Right?
Brad, don't tell me. Brad, don't tell me.
I edit this entire podcast on a magic trackpad, buddy. Don't diss it.
Nah, you need a mouse.
I have a mouse and I prefer the magic trackpad. I have made an educated decision that I prefer the magic trackpad over a mouse.
Anyway, back to timers before I kill Brad in 50 different ways. Also, by the way, most timers are now compatible with the, what's it called? The really bad timer. The one that was released a while ago, which is like $11 on the Cubicle or something like that.
Yeah, like the Chi stack mat ripoff.
No, it's not Chi. It's QJ, the
Yeah.
QJ timer.
Yeah, the QJ one.
I had one of them, and honestly, it was terrible forever. So, like, it started off alright. So, it works like a normal stack mat when you unbox it. But then, after about a month or two of using it, it starts doing some weird crap. It starts, like, speeding up when you solve. So, like, the time will suddenly go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's like, what? Or it will start, like, slowing down, or it will just shut itself off completely, or it will just, like, I don't know what it does. It does weird stuff. So, honestly, if you can be bothered saving up another $20, definitely get the stack mat, because your QJ is just gonna die after, like, 2 months. Although I did find a solution to those problems, and it's just whack it on the table. And for some reason, that actually works most of the time.
Just bash it.
Just bash it on the table.
I've used a QJ timer once before at a competition, and the lights are actually probably the biggest annoyance to me. Like, it is so annoying.
Yeah, they're bright.
They're so bright. They're all in your face, and it's so distracting when you're solving and you're kind of like just solving the cube, and you're like, whoa, what is that? And yeah, it'll take a lot of time off your solves.
I also saw at this competition there's a new timer. There's a new like stack mat-ish.
Oh, isn't that the Chi?
The Yushin.
Yushin.
The Yushin.
Yeah, the Yushin one, that's it. It looks like if you transformed an ogre into a stack mat, this is what that timer would look like. It's got like little sharpish green bits sticking off of it, and it's black and... Hang on, I'm going to look it up now.
It's pretty goddamn ugly.
It's also got sound effects.
The
sound effects. It's like you finish a solve, and then you just get these people clapping. It's like, whoa! It's like...
Yeah, when you finish the solve, there is an actual applause sound effect.
I'm so glad that they spent all of their money getting sound integrated into all of their stack mats for doing that.
You can turn it off, thankfully, though. Like,
yeah, thank God, because if you couldn't turn it off, I can just imagine somebody, like, using that timer, like, full on, just with sound on and everything.
Imagine using those timers with the sound effects on in the competition. Just, like, every second you just hear, woo.
Yeah. I'm just looking at this timer now, okay, how many buttons does a regular, whatchamahooza, stackmat have?
It has 4,
it
but
has
it's
the
not...
on button, the reset button,
It has on, reset, then it has, like, the down button and the save button. So it's actually as many as a Yushin timer, it's just Yushin is more spread out.
Yeah, on the Yushin timer it has power and reset, then it has options and save, and it has, like, the little floppy disk icon as save.
Yeah.
It's like,
essentially,
why does your stackmat timer need options?
Yeah, and the stupidest thing is it's made by a cubing company, and you can save your stacking PVs on it.
Yeah, it's like, surely if you're a cubing company making a timer, you'd want to optimize it for cubing.
Yeah, like, speed stacks were made for stacking. Like, it's like that one kid who was, like, on a stacking video, and they were like, hey, you're using the cubing timers, and they were like, no, you're using the stacking timers. But, no, I really do not understand why they made it so you can use your stacking PBs, because how are stackers even going to find out about Yushin in the first place?
Yeah. We need a power button and a reset button.
Yep.
Right? LCD screen.
Yes.
No sound effects, please. That's like it. That's all you need. You don't need save or options. You don't need little black bits sticking off the side of them to make it look like a skateboard. Like, yeah. If anyone knows anything about the Yushin timer, please go into the speed solving forum and let us know. Because I'm genuinely interested in what is under that options menu. I cannot think of anything. Topic 2 is we're going to talk about colour neutrality. Yeah. So, you guys, yes or no, are you colour neutral? Reese?
I'm bi-colour neutral. I solve white and yellow.
Bryce?
I am colour neutral on Scube and 2x2 and Pyramix, but everything else I solve on my side.
I'm colour neutral on clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm the same as well. Like 2, Scube, Pyra, and well, square 1. You really can't be colour neutral because colours really don't matter in square 1, to be honest. But yeah.
I am colour neutral. On 3x3, I can do all the sides.
Ooh, fancy.
That's because I think this is often cited as a reason that people are colour neutral. Since I've been solving cross, I've been doing it on all sides, as in like from the start. I'd be picking the best side to start from, and not just picking white. Though I'm going to guess that you guys, when you started, just solved white.
Yep.
I just solved white and then moved to colour neutrality. And then moved back, and my times dropped by about 3 seconds because my cross was just that bad. And I realised I spent, like, way too much inspection trying to work out what was the best face to start on. And I ended up switching back to white, and then eventually kind of grew towards white and yellow. And I've been going with white and yellow ever since, because the chances of getting really bad crosses on both white and yellow cross is, like, I'd say, like, 1 in 10. So, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Did you start just solving white, bro?
Yeah. I started solving white and yellow, and then I sort of just started only solving white. Then, yeah, it's been like that pretty much ever since. I have tried colour neutral, but it's just, my times have just...
You've tried colour neutral?
I have tried it, and it does not work. For me, anyways.
It doesn't work?
Well, like...
As in, like, what do you mean? Do your times get slower, or can you just, like, not find the cross pieces?
No, my times just go really bad. Like, I get, like, 30-second solves and stuff. But...
Why do you think that is? Is that because you're looking for the wrong pieces?
Yeah, probably. And I get... I don't know, I kind of get distracted. I I don't know, I see like a yellow piece and I'm like, ooh, I need to do
Yeah.
this. But yeah, like the colors have been embedded to my mind to play a certain role in solving it. Like the red is on this side, I need to put this here and stuff. But yeah, I reckon I could learn it, but it would take a long time, and I don't think I'd be bothered to do that. Just get better
I
at
just want to
white.
bring I just want to bring to attention here Colin Burns. What a beast! Like he averaged like 10 with 2-look OLL and like white cross all the time. Like I just don't comprehend how you can do that. Like I average low 11 with like bicolor neutral and 1-look OLL, and he did a thing once which you might have seen before where he did like 4-look last layer and still managed to pull off like a high 11 average of 12. It was crazy. So yeah, he's really good.
Yeah. So like going back to color neutrality, if you had the option, I'll ask both of you with Reese first. If you had the option to be fully color neutral, as in, like you can just do any cross and not have any recognition problems, would you go with that, or would you prefer just to concentrate on the one cross?
Well, if I didn't have any recognition problems, of course I would go with it. Like, that's the whole point of color neutrality, is everybody would do it, but it's not easy to switch to. So, yeah, of course I would do it.
There are advantages to just having one cross though. I mean, obviously, it can...
We'll talk about that,
like,
though.
the first 5 seconds of all of my inspection is spent, which cross would be the best to solve on, whereas if you're just white cross, you look for the white, and then you immediately start looking for the most optimal cross on that face.
Yeah, but what about you, Bryce? Would you be color neutral if you got the chance?
Yeah, probably, because... Yeah, definitely, actually, because... Yeah, I don't spend much time in inspection looking for pieces, and I think... Like, I need to learn to use more time in my inspection, so I could use that to find which side is the best, and then look for some corners and whatnot. But yeah, I would absolutely be color neutral if I could, if I started off.
Yeah.
Let's talk about changing, the way we can change easily. So...
Yeah, so there's been, like, along the years, there's been a couple of people who, like, on YouTube have tried to go from white cross to fully color neutral over time.
Yeah.
And people find it surprisingly difficult. As in, like, their brain's been wired one way from all the solves they're doing, and they're trying to unlearn that ability.
I do know a good tutorial. It's from my friend Critical Cubing. You might have seen him on YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
He's actually got a really good method of switching from non-color neutrality to actual color neutrality. And the way he does it is he does it in such a logical way. It's like you start with a certain cross, and then you do the opposite of that cross, and then you do all three, and then it's just a really logical way of doing it. And I think that's probably the best tutorial. If you're white cross,
then you start doing yellow cross, and
then
you move on to
and then you do both.
Green as well.
And then you do both, and then you start doing red, and then you do all three, and then you start doing orange, and then you start doing all four, or something like that. And it's a really logical system.
I've also seen people get like a 6-sided dice with the different colours on them.
Oh, like the 1x1s.
Use a 1x1 and roll it like it's a dice, and then solve that cross.
Yeah.
I don't really think that's a good strategy, because the point of colour neutrality is to be able to pick out the best cross. And if you're like being forced to pick one cross, it's not really sharpening your ability to pick out the best one.
But then again, it's not that's like kind of the really difficult part of colour neutrality for any people. Like, anybody can find a good cross solution, because everybody knows how to make a cross. However, the thing that's difficult for people is recognition. So I wouldn't say it's essentially a bad idea to do the dice thing.
Why do you think that?
Because I think that if you kept doing that over time, you'd get more experience with the different colours, and then after that, just finding the best cross
becomes difficult.
It comes natural after a while. But yeah, I think really the most difficult part of switching is definitely recognition. So...
Yeah.
I think that it would be better to learn, like, the way that critical cubing... You said that critical cubing uses.
Yeah.
Like, his method. Because I think it's better to, like, just take it step by step and learn each side one by one.
Don't go, like, full cold turkey.
Yeah.
Don't shove yourself in and say, I can't solve white anymore.
If I ever switch to color neutrality, I'm definitely using his tutorial, because so far it's, like, the best one on YouTube.
Like, why haven't you switched as of yet?
Because I'm lazy.
Because you're lazy?
Yeah.
Okay. As in, like, you can't be bothered?
Yeah, like, I can't be bothered with 3x3 and everything. Like, I even use color neutrality on, like, sensors and stuff on P-cubes. Like, I start always on white and yellow on 5x5, and I only do, like, white and yellow edges, which a lot of people kind of, like, try and tell me to disuse, but I've tried switching, and I'm so much slower.
Yeah, on 4x4.
Yeah,
on 4x4 and
if you-
6x6.
If you use Yao,
I only do white.
if you use Yao on 4x4, then there's no such thing as color neutrality unless you're like Superman.
Yeah, because like with 4x4, you it's not necessarily a recognition thing. You also have to memorize, like, if you're solving blue, okay, so the orange and red pieces go here. Now, where do the white pieces go? Do they go on this side or do they go on this side?
Yeah, and you'd have to memorize like all of them, which would be annoying.
Yeah, for every colour.
So,
As in, like,
yeah, that would be annoying. So that's why nobody's...
that's a lot more brain load.
Yeah.
And at that point, like, having to think about which colour goes where on 4x4, at that point, the amount of time that you spend thinking outweighs the amount of time you would save by picking, like, a better sentence to start with.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Do you use you're just white on 4x4 and 6x6, or are you white yellow?
No, I solve white and yellow on on 6x6, on 5 and above. I solve white and yellow centers to start off with. Because, of course, I can just... It's really easy, because I've memorized it for both white and yellow, because if I have, like, yellow on the left, it's just opposite of what white would be on the left. So that's pretty easy. For 4x4, I start off with either white or yellow center, but then I build cross edges on white. Here, I'll play you some flute music in the meantime. Okay.
Sure.
Hello.
Finally, Jesus.
Okay,
Oh
good.
my god.
Like, yeah, it was really weird. Like, you know how it says if you're online or offline or whatever? It just kept on loading, and I'm like, I'm trying to put my status on online so that I can call you, but then it didn't work. And now it's good.
Alright, Skype's a bitch.